Welcome to Global Unrest, the podcast that delves into the most pressing geopolitical challenges facing our world today. I'm your host, and today we're turning our attention to a nation teetering on the brink of complete collapse, Haiti. For months, we've watched from afar as the Caribbean nation, already burdened by poverty, natural disasters, and political instability, has been engulfed by an unprecedented surge in gang violence. This isn't just about crime. It's about a complete breakdown of the state, where gangs have effectively seized control, turning the capital, Port-au-Prince, into a battlefield and the lives of ordinary citizens into a living nightmare. The question on everyone's mind, and the one we'll explore today, is chillingly simple. How did it come to this, and why does it seem like no one, locally or internationally, can stop them? To understand the present, we must look to the past. Haiti's history is a tragic tapestry of foreign intervention, corruption, and natural disasters. From its hard-won independence in 1804, it has struggled to build stable democratic institutions. The devastating 2010 earthquake, which killed over 200,000 people and displaced millions, left the nation's infrastructure in ruins and its government severely weakened. The subsequent years saw a carousel of unstable administrations, culminating in the shocking assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July 2021. This created a dangerous power vacuum that gangs were quick to exploit, consolidating their influence in a way that had never been seen before. The withdrawal of the UN peacekeeping mission, MINUSTAH, in 2017, left a security void that the local police force was ill-equipped to fill. The power vacuum wasn't just filled, it was weaponized. What began as localized criminal enterprises have morphed into sophisticated, heavily armed federations, such as the G9 family and allies, led by the infamous Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. These groups don't just commit crimes, they control vast territories, effectively acting as a parallel government. They extort businesses, levy taxes, and control access to vital supplies, including food and fuel. They've seized control of strategic locations like the country's main port, creating blockades that cripple the economy and starve the population. Estimates suggest that gangs now control approximately 80% of Port-au-Prince, a staggering figure that demonstrates the depth of their entrenchment and the failure of the legitimate state to assert its authority. The statistics are grim, but they barely scratch the surface of the human suffering. The UN reports that 362,000 people have been internally displaced due to gang violence, fleeing their homes with nowhere safe to go. Food insecurity has reached critical levels, with 4.97 million people, nearly half the population, facing acute hunger. Healthcare facilities are collapsing, schools are closed, and access to clean water is scarce. Sexual violence, particularly against women and girls, is rampant, used as a weapon of terror and control. This isn't just a security crisis, it's a full-blown humanitarian catastrophe, pushing an already vulnerable population to the absolute breaking point. The daily struggle for survival overshadows any hope for the future. Given the scale of the crisis, one might ask, where is the international community? Why isn't a robust intervention underway? The answer is complex and deeply frustrating. There's a profound reluctance born from past failures, particularly the legacy of previous UN missions, which were often accused of contributing to instability or introducing disease. Memories of military interventions in other complex nations like Somalia or Afghanistan loom large. There's also the challenge of legitimacy. Who would a foreign force be supporting in Haiti, given the weak and contested interim government? The lack of a clear, unified political solution within Haiti further complicates any external efforts. Potential intervening nations are wary of getting bogged down in an open-ended commitment with no clear exit strategy, fearing it would only exacerbate the problem.
Despite the reluctance, there has been one notable offer of assistance. Kenya, under the leadership of President William Ruto, bravely stepped forward, offering to deploy 1,000 police officers to lead a multinational security mission. This was initially seen as a glimmer of hope, but it has been plagued by delays and legal challenges, primarily within Kenya itself. Kenyan courts have questioned the legality of deploying officers to a foreign country without a reciprocal agreement or clear legal framework. Furthermore, questions have been raised about the funding mechanisms, the training of the Kenyan force for such a complex urban warfare scenario, and the overall strategy. Even if deployed, 1,000 officers in a city like Port-au-Prince, controlled by thousands of heavily armed gang members, is a drop in the ocean. The mission faces immense skepticism and practical hurdles, making its immediate impact highly uncertain.
So, what are the options? The immediate priority remains security stabilization. This likely requires an internationally supported force with a clear mandate, sufficient resources, and robust rules of engagement, but also one that respects Haitian sovereignty and avoids past mistakes. Beyond security, Haiti desperately needs a credible political transition involving broad consultation and an inclusive path towards elections. Long-term, the focus must shift to nation-building, strengthening institutions, providing economic opportunities to deter gang recruitment, rebuilding infrastructure, and investing in education and healthcare. This isn't a quick fix, it's a generational commitment. Without a multi-pronged approach addressing both immediate security and underlying systemic issues, any intervention risks being a temporary band-aid on a gaping wound. Haiti's nightmare is a stark reminder of what happens when a state collapses and criminal elements fill the void. The situation is dire, characterized by a level of violence and suffering that demands our urgent attention. It's not just a regional crisis, it's a global one, with implications for stability, human rights, and the very concept of sovereign governance. The people of Haiti have endured unimaginable hardship, and they deserve better. The international community cannot afford to look away, nor can it afford to repeat past mistakes. A meaningful, well-supported, and strategically sound intervention, coupled with a genuine commitment to long-term development, is not just an option, it's an imperative. Until then, the gangs will continue to rule, and the nightmare for millions of Haitians will continue unabated. Thank you for joining us on Global Unrest. We'll continue to track this critical situation.